Okay, let's let's go again. Try E4. I'll try D3. Yeah, because I did some preparation against someone playing D3 against the French, so I might as well use it here. Otherwise, it's going to be forgotten. So, King's Indian attack. It was popularised, I think, by Fischer, and surprisingly, is one of the highest-ranking candidate moves against the Sicilian defence. So I'm playing for E5 to start off with, and just to generally strengthen E5 after I get that in. Black usually plays for a queenside attack, as he's doing now. So E5 now, or rook E1 first, so the knight can slip to F1, the bishop can go to F4. So is he gonna? Yeah, he's carrying on with his attack. So knight F1 now. Have I timed this badly? Am I going to be weak on C3? I'm getting in E5 now. So I'm going to need H4, knight H2 to G4. Have you seen this before? This is like classic Fischer plan stuff, which may have also helped the popularity of this opening. So starting with that grip on E5, trying to slip into these dark squares, exchange off this bishop, just mate black generally. So the queenside counterplay is a worry, though, it's got to be said. But here it might, how quick is it? That's the question. Queen A3, maybe there's rook C2 to stop the infiltration, rook B2. So I'm going to carry on with, well, I've got a choice of knight H2 or H5. I'll stop the infiltration first. So knight H2 to G4, and bishop H6, or H5. Tricky. Well, a pawn on H6 would block my attack and everything, the use of the H file, so maybe I don't want to do that. On the other hand, it would no, I think it's bad all round in this position, unless there's something going on E6 with bishop H3 and knight takes, and then the bishop will be sort of mating the black king if the bishop was stuck on H8. So that might justify that plan. In which case, this bishop, I can threaten as though I can threaten two plans. I think with bishop H3, as though I'm going to do knight G5 and knight E6. So I'll try this. I'll try and reinforce my second rank with rook C1 if rook B2. So still holding on to E5 at the moment. So I'll try and play. He's not getting anything else in this rank yet. So knight G5, hopefully. E5 will drop. Okay, I'll try and loosen here. Okay, so knight E3 or knight D2. I'll unpin, I think, here. What about knight E3 to G4? Knight G5. No, it looks as though I can't get away with knight G5. But that drops. That's bad. So do I need to try and get this piece involved? He's playing that anyway. Maybe with the idea of bishop D3. At the end of all this, bishop D3 attacking F1 is neat. What about bishop E6 first and takes queen E6? Check, knight E3, sack the rook. Bishop takes, and the knight goes somewhere. Maybe check and then knight G4. So I'll try that, yeah. I'll try that just for a laugh. So trying to get to his king and sack a rook and just use queen and knight, basically. And queen not being able to access E7 is useful. So can the knight come in for the attack now? That's the question. With knight e3. Actually, knight g4 and f4, knight g4, king h5, queen h7. Bishop c2 looks very dangerous for the black king, but I can't see anything concrete. There must be. Knight g4, king moves. Check. He's stopping queen h4 check with that move. And he's also threatening queen e4 check. So I could try and slip in c4, just to renew potential threats. Or play queen f8 check first. So that's interesting. Queen f8. Knight g4. Okay, if he considers knight g4 a threat, I could slip this in c4, just to interrupt the queen from g4. Actually, isn't that just... There was just knight... I see the threat now. I think it was knight g4. King moves, queen h4 mate. So that's something to bear in mind. Now in this position, king h3, rook h1, king g4, it's got knight f5, so f3 hopefully stops the checks to renew knight g4. I've got 2 minutes here, let's think about this. So f3 takes knight g4, king there, queen h4 mate. f3 is also useful for the rook slipping over here. If king h3 then rook h1, if king h2 rook h1 is actually mate. So I haven't got too many candidate moves, as queen e4 is not possible. So f3 would seem to be the logical choice here. If takes, then there's no immediate check, I think. So this is good news, I think. If bishop f5, then maybe I can try and slip this rook to h2 at some point. After taking on f5, takes. No, that's tricky. This is the tricky continuation. So he's now threatening potentially queen c2. What about g4 here? To try and get in king g3 and rook h2. g4, bishop c2. g5 check. Is that working? That's not really, is it? King h5, check, king takes. Maybe that's working. g4, it's interesting. Isn't there something simpler? Rook e2, threatening knight f5 and rook e6. What about that? Is there any major checks? I don't think so. Bishop h3 I can take. Or just ignore it with king h2. So I think rook e2. So with the threat now of knight f5 and rook e6. I've only got 40 seconds left. So knight f5 and rook e6. It could move the bishop back again to keep control of f5. But then maybe, I don't know, g4, oh, he's kept control of that. Okay, plan 2 is just g4 and king g3 then, to try and get the rook to h2. There's also an immediate threat of taking the bishop or g5, so that's handy. If I can just get in king g3, very sneaky move. Again, a resourceful move. Unless I'm missing something with g5. Okay, let's take a tempo out, but it's probably to my downfall. This tempo out, the queen might be able to come in very soon. Probably queen to c6. What about f4? Oh, okay, I'll just take here. Maybe queen h4. I think the key thing is to move quick. So King H5, it's Queen H7. So am I winning the Queen? Yes. I play Rook H2. Yes. That was a bit of interesting game. So King's Engine attack. And so this can't be underestimated, this attack potential, the dynamics here versus the queen side. It's the imbalance in position. So the attack on this structure. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.